And Brent Wessler wanted to give you a quick update on what's new with document extraction Gen AI. Today we're going to look at Amazon Bedrock data automation. Bedrock is kind of the platform for anything generative AI. So if you come down here, you're going to notice you got to be in East 1. Data automation is only available in certain regions. You'll see data automation here. And the way that AWS handles generative AI, unlike OpenAI, Gemini, and some of the others, where you can just inject a prompt and ask the document to extract certain information, here you create blueprints. Overall, the benefit of a blueprint is that the document extraction and the generative AI are specific to that document only. So the document is the ground truth, whereas the other engines actually utilize the internet, and that means it can hallucinate. So as you see here, you do have a number of predefined blueprints. If you want to search, you actually have to do name equals, and then, like, for instance, invoice. If I do that, you'll see that there's an invoice blueprint. So you can leverage this right out of the box. Ultimately, what you need to do, because you'll notice that you can't it's not editable, you actually have to duplicate the blueprint, and then you can add your own fields. So I've done that here. I'm going to go to my custom setup, my custom blueprints, and you'll notice I have an invoice copy. And you'll see here, if I just select the invoice, for instance, generate results. Now you'll notice here you have some of the standard key value pairs that do get extracted. Now in this particular case, it might say, hey, it didn't grab payment method, for instance, right? So we can just come up to the fields here, add a field, and say payment method, and then say extract. And this is where you actually put the prompt in. Extract the type of payment. And then you can see here, what is it? Is it a table? Is it a string? You can actually have it go into the line items, extraction type, explicit or inferred. So we're going to do explicit, and I hit OK. And then what you have to do is save the blueprint, and then you have to get result. And so what's going to happen is it's going to pull back all of that information. And now you can see payment method and the extraction cache. And you can see what page it's on. One of the other capabilities within Bedrock is an auto split function. So what you could do is go back to your data automation, and you're going to have to add the blueprint to our project. And once you've done that, you'll notice under custom output is this document splitter, and all you have to do is enable it, and it will automatically separate. It's pretty good. So I'm using with invoices in this particular use case, and let's show how to set this up and utilize Kodak info input or image trust for aligning both the splitting and the extraction. So within image trust setup, you're going to notice there's a Amazon BDA, and you also know a document split here, BDA split. So what I've done is I've created the split function. So I use all the same credentials that you see here for the split. And then on the BDA extraction, you're going to notice same thing. I use this. Now you do need to set up a IAM user. You need to set up an S3 bucket with rights, and then the project ARN, which is the blueprint project. You could put multiple blueprints in a single project, and the system will be able to discern the difference. So what I've done now is utilized this to auto create a project here. I'm calling it invoice extraction with split. And so you can see here in my workflow, I have the document split, and this is that capability that we looked at earlier. You're going to notice here split document. I don't need it to classify because these are all invoices, but I could certainly have it classify. I'm just going to then use Bedrock. So unlike the other open AI hypervisor engines, you're going to notice here on BDA, you don't actually apply a query. What you do is you just map the fields. So you'll notice here the source field is all the fields that we just showed in the blueprint. And then you'll notice any table fields will be the table name dot column name. Now in this particular case, this version requires you to have all lowercase column names and no spaces. Okay, so let's now process a couple documents. Okay, so we're going to open a new batch. We'll select our BDA split. So here we're going to take a binder document. This has 6 different pages, but 5 different invoices. So the system should know and separate the first invoice, which has multiple pages. So as you can see, one 6-page document, so you know I'm not cheating. We'll release this. Now we open up the results, and you can see here what it grabbed automatically. It did separate the first 2. It did extract all the line item information, and this one was, quite a bit different. It has de-interlaced line items. And this is just out of the box. I didn't train on specific vendor invoices. You can see this one's a lot easier to read because it's a standard grid. And you can see here, again, standard grid. It's able to go in and grab that information. So it did a great job splitting and generally did a great job extracting the line items. Even here, you could see how it figured out the line items and de-interlacing the line items. Thank you for your time today. Like and subscribe for more.